Hello, friends. Good evening. Welcome to my podcast W5. Wow Woman Winning Wonderful World. I, Rajni, host of W5, am back to take you to the journey of second Wow Woman. This Wow Woman is daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Vasudev Mandke, wife of Shri Satyanarayan, and super mom of Anuradha and Chaitanya. This is her identity, which was not replaced by anyone. Apart from that, she is an IAS officer of 1972 batch of Maharashtra cadre. She was first woman election commissioner of Maharashtra. But according to me, Chaitanyamay, none other than Madam Neela Satyanarayan ji. So guys and girls, round of applause to this wow woman, Neela Satyanarayan. Friends, this lady was a multifaceted personality. She was a poet, novelist, writer, song composer, music director, and an honest IAS officer. Apart from this, she was mother of a special child, Chaitanya, suffering from Down syndrome. Friends, she is a real hero, which you will realize at the end of this story. Do you think for her day was of 48 hours? Suddenly no. Day was of 24 hours only. But she managed everything well. She says administrative service was her bread and butter, and family, poem, literature, Chaitanya was her soul. So how can one cheat one? Either of two? Therefore, she has tried to maintain balance of two. Once in an interview, she was asked, "Madam, you are an IAS officer. What glamour you would have faced when selected, isn't it?" She says, "No, of course, it was very hard time. It was time when there was not too much exposure to IAS classes, not too many avenues open to achieve it." She further adds that the exam of 1971, which she gave, she was only candidate. Remember friends, only candidate from Mumbai Center who cleared it. But yet, no interviews, no publicity, nothing like today. But yes, her father, Shri Vasudev Mandke, was a proud father, and that is enough. Neela Madam says that during her training at Mussoorie, Indira Gandhi, the then Prime Minister, addressed them. During her address speech, she happened to quote one line, and line was like, असाधारण व्यक्ति के सुख असाधारण होते हैं और दुख भी असाधारण होते हैं. And this line touched heart of Satyanarayan Madam and created a greater impact on her. But at that time, she was not knowing that she was asadharan. Further, she worked and was posted in different departments like revenue, home, food, and civil supplies, and so on. She has worked in the different positions in these departments, and finally, she retired as Additional Chief Secretary of Revenue in 2009. She served for 37 years in different positions. What a long span. Now we have seen what an extraordinary career she had. Friends, while fulfilling her job and responsibilities, she was living a different life. A life which many of us can't imagine. That is beyond our capacity to imagine. And do you think while fulfilling these responsibilities, it was so easy to write poems, columns, novels, songs, and whatnot? She was talented, sensitive, and above all, a good human being. Neela Madam once said, "People just see I am wearing good sari and going in red beacon car, but they can't see my struggle." She says she wrote her first poem at the age of 7 years, and thereafter she wrote many poems. Her first poem book, Asim in Hindi, is an award winning. She was a poetry writer, a poet, before marriage. But after the birth of her second child, she became an author, a singer. Friends, it is very hard to digest few unavoidable situations and circumstances and incidents. But when it happens with you, remember, with you, and you don't take it positively, you can't survive. Just can't. Or even if you leave, it is difficult, unbearable. So I think Madam Neela would have same feelings when she came to know that her son is a special child. Her heart might have broken like for normal human being, because till this moment she was sadharan. But after getting this asadharan dukh, she transformed herself into asadharan. This is my assumption. She once said, when God gives you responsibility, He gives you some gift also. And she says she became an author, a singer, only after the birth of Chaitanya. Isn't this positive thinking by her? Wow, I think a big yes. She said after birth of her son, she almost had no social circle because people used to compare her son with others, by which she used to get hurt initially. But one day, a thought struck her brain, and it was like, मी एक प्रतिष्ठित पदावरची स्त्री, माझ्याकडे बरंच काही असताना मला ह्या वेदना होतात. ह्या वेदना त्यांना का होतात? कारण त्या संवेदनशील होत्या. तर त्या आईचे काय जिच्याकडे हेही नसते? आणि मग ती लेखिका झाली. शी बिकेम ॲन ऑथर अँड शी रोट बुक वन फुल वन हाफ ऑन हर एक्सपिरियन्स ऑफ मदरहुड. शी सेड she many a times felt helpless because neither doctors had any idea about how to raise or nurture a special child. No special schools and so on. So she was on a mission where from her writing she wanted to give guidance on parenting of special child. An awful work, isn't it? She said she was not open to everyone. That's why she used to give out way to her thoughts through her writing. And from her masterpieces are Ratravanvyachi, in which she has written experiences in administrative services, Satyakatha, Preranaदायी book for emerging young entrepreneurs, Babanchi Shala, a book on parenting, and many more. You can know her and her mindset, a unique, humble, sensitive, responsible officer, which is almost impossible to become and practice. Surprisingly, she was. So this way, she made her Chaitanyamay journey of motherhood. On professional front also, apart from passing UPSC, she had to give many exams. In one of her interview, I have heard her saying, she has not named person, but she said she was posted and minister of that department called her and said, "Madam, तुम्ही चीफ सेक्रेटरींना सांगून तुमची बदली करून घ्या, बाई नको मला." She replied in her style, politely and humbly, इथे बाई म्हणून आले नाही, अधिकारी म्हणून आले. Give me a period of 1 month and then sir, if you don't find my working comfortable, you tell me and I will get my transfer done. And as I am saying, she was asadharan, extraordinary. So she was successful in building faith of minister in her work, and she continued till her tenure. And when she was transferred from there, minister was trying that she should not leave. And afterwards also, many a time, minister took her advice on whatsoever event he was stuck up. This was her working capacity, even though she was struggling every day on family front. Madam Neela says, बायकांना कोणी नाही म्हणतं त्याचे कारण आहेत की त्यांना वाटते ह्या बाईपणाचा फायदा घेतील, मला सूट द्या म्हणतील. त्यांच्या अश्रूंना लोक घाबरतात, त्यांच्या इमोशनल विकनेसला लोक घाबरतात. म्हणून अकॉर्डिंग टू मॅडम, ladies should try to command their emotions and tears. These are their strength and not weaknesses. What a wow experience, isn't it? Now another experience which I am telling will portray her appreciating and keen to duty attitude. On one Sunday, she went to Siddhivinayak temple and her car was in wrong parking. So she was given receipt of fine and she paid it. And friend, this was the incident when, do you know? When she was holding the charge of principal secretary of home department under whom police force works. And after a day or two, she was supposed to visit Mantralay and happened to meet Home Minister. She showed her receipt. Home Minister told, "Why don't you reveal your personality? Who was the cop? Let me know." But yes, in her style, she said, "Sir, I am not complaining. Rather, I am complimenting that your police force is doing wonderful, appreciable job." Wonderful experience, isn't it? There is another experience in which, when I will tell you you will depict what a wow woman she was. While serving in home department, one day she met a prisoner in Nagpur jail. She spent some time talking with him and some exchange of letter took place between them. And after this meeting, she came to know that prisoner had one daughter. But friends, what did she do? She adopted his daughter, gave her good education, and that girl is a lawyer today. Later on, one film, Babanchi Shala, was made on this touching story. Oh my God! Can you and me, in spite of all even in our life, do this? I think not so easy. But she did. Because she was asadharan. And there are so many untouched chapters of her life. But we'll have to stop because every start has an end. Friends, her honest career as an IAS officer rewarded her in one way or other. And she was having feather in her cap and an honor of becoming first woman election commissioner of Maharashtra, where also, like all other duties, she performed extraordinarily and is recognized for that till today. Madam Neela Satyanarayan left this world on 16th July 2020. But I am sure her body has only left, but her soul is here, spreading happiness from her work, her writing, her poem, her song. So I request all listeners to take lessons from her life of be positive, be adaptive, be open, be the change, and don't wait for it to come and for someone to bring. Be the change. Meet you tomorrow with another wow woman's journey, wow story. Till then, keep smiling, be happy. Bye-bye.